Welcome back everybody to my channel. Hi, I'm Rizwa the Blade, your personal mining guru, but today again we're not gonna talk about mining. We're gonna talk about something special. I am going to show you and teach you how you can do your own salvage for construction materials or for scraping, doesn't matter, with doing Pyro Bounty ERT missions alone with Reclaimer. And yes, this is possible to do. So let's begin. First thing that we need to mention is that now Reclaimer has bound remote control turrets, two front ones, to the pilot seat. So pilot can shoot with Reclaimer. Also recently, normally with that, Reclaimer get the point defend turrets, which are defending, Reclaimer from small targets. And not so recently, but before that, we also have improvements in bigger shields and all this stuff, right? So Reclaimer is now much better ship, but it's still not invincible against a bigger amount of like, let's say, tier 3 ships, which are huge ships, like Starfarer, Hercules ships, Hammerheads and that stuff, right? Only upgrades that I have is just TS2 Quant Drive, and I upgraded these remote control turrets, which are bound to pilot seat, with Ardor Attritions, size 3, right? So these turrets are not so big, but this is what I'm using to do these ERT missions in Pyro. So now it's the question of why and how this even works. You need to understand that if you do any type of these missions and you go try to kill, these ships in open space, just fighting them, this is not going to work. You will be destroyed by all these ships. So why you need to do that in Pyro? Why is that the key factor? ERT missions in Stanton from way back in the day were always producing from 1 to 4 big ships in that missions. So you get or one ship or maybe 2 or 3 or 4 maximum. And this is what is needed to be able to eat the most construction materials from all these ships. Or if you want to really do scraping, you can also do that. But with getting Pyro system in the game, ERT missions in Pyro was getting us only one big ship and then like 4 or 5 smaller ones. And at some point now recently, they exchange places with systems what is concerned these ERT missions. So now in Stanton, you're getting one ship and then bunch of smaller ones. And in Pyro, you're getting 1 to 4 big ones. This is the reason why you need to do that in Pyro, because you need the most biggest amount of construction materials that you can pull out from these missions, and any other mission it's not giving that, right? Not even patrol missions, ambush missions, gauntlet missions, they give like one big ship maybe, right? But not 3-4 of them. So that's the problem, yeah, right? So this is why you need to do that in Pyro, and why it needs to be strictly ERT missions. So when you want to do salvage, huge amounts of things to eat or scrape, your ERT missions in Pyro, that's the way to go. Now next thing, which is like the most important thing about these ERTs in Pyro, is to choose the right ERT mission. So you cannot do all of them. It's a key factor in them, and I'm gonna explain you now what. If you read the description of ERT missions where it says location, it's gonna say on them like asteroid hangar base, or it's gonna say asteroid mining base. The one which you strictly need, it's where it says asteroid mining base. Why is this so important is how this main big asteroid, where that structure inside of that asteroid is built, is look like. Asteroid hangar bases are this type of asteroids which you can find in the missions where you need to go inside that like hangar and you need to kill some NPCs, or you can find them on the executive hangars, So this is that same asteroid with that same structure. But asteroid mining bases, it's a little bit like more longer asteroid where this like mining base is built inside. And the key factor here is that that asteroid has like a big holes and big like passageways inside that same structure. And why all this is important is because we're gonna use that to kill ships. And now I'm gonna show you the actual gameplay, one mission full, and explain you step by step what I'm doing and why I'm doing and why is this working with Reclaimer. Before we get into all this, I just wanna mention that this mission, strictly what you see now, was my best mission what is concerned what type of ships you can get in the mission. And the reason for that is that you can get now in ERTs 2 reclaimers in the mission. And reclaimers are giving 2 pieces, so you can fill up 2 buffers pro reclaimer, not just one. And that's basically only ship which is giving that, unfortunate, right? So somehow now you can get spawning 2 of them, and if you spawn it like you're gonna see here, one more Hercules ship, and it's gonna be Hammerhead as a main target. This is 6 buffers full of construction materials. And this is supposed to be for you maximum how much you're supposed to unload in the salvage processing room area. Because if you start to unloading the buffer number 7, boxes starts to disappear. So basically what you're supposed to always deliver maximum is 6 buffer unloaded and 1 buffer still full with construction materials inside, so you're not gonna keep losing boxes because of items starts to disappear, right? So what that means exactly, it's 90 of 16 ACO boxes unloaded in the salvage processing area, and you have still 1 full buffer which you're not gonna unload, and this is altogether 105 boxes. It's important to explain you all this because you guys who are, pretty new to this game and you don't know that, you're gonna keep filling and overfilling more because you can fill up like 1/3 more in this ship. It's still space, but because of this item disappearance, it's no point to do it. You're just gonna lose, time and effort for nothing. Now let's finally go to the mission. So this is that mission. We have in this mission 2 reclaimers, 1 Hercules ship, and Hammerhead as a main target, which is the best setup for getting the maximum amount of construction materials that you can. So now it's a question how to kill all these ships, what tactic to use. What I'm doing right now, I'm looking towards this asteroid mining base, and you can see these like 6 silos on the right side, and then here a little bit on the left it's like big openings. So what we need to do, we need to get inside, and as you see me, I'm flying like 500, 600 speed, approaching pretty fast. And now at some point, a little bit closer, I'm gonna turn off nav mode, so my shield's gonna be up, and I'm gonna keep slowing down. And now we need to enter this asteroid inside. So this requires maneuvering between all these pieces and openings and passages inside. So you're gonna be having a cover from the asteroid on your reclaimer, and lots of angles gonna be covered, right? So now you can see these ships are shooting me a little bit here and there, but this is nothing too drastically, right? Because how you're moving inside, this shooting is gonna stop because their clear view of sight is gonna be blocked, right? And this is now normally the key part of this tactic. You can see now I'm going up because here I have more coverage, I'm gonna be blocking their view, because these ships, when you're inside these asteroids, they're gonna come to like, let's say 3-4 kilometers range, and they're not gonna approach you. They're not going after you inside, because this is how mechanics for this ship works, right? So they're not entering these, let's say, dangerous parts of this asteroid, because if they hit it, they're gonna explode. So this is not how they behave, if you're inside here. So you see how they stop still. So this is what you want, right? And now I'm finding a way how every other ship which is here is gonna be blocked, and only one is gonna be exposed to me. And now first thing to do, it's push your shields a little bit to the front because you don't need them around, right? Only forward shields needs to be, you know, holding longer, especially if you're fighting Hammerhead. That needs to be done. On these ships you can even leave them, you know, on 100% normal all around, but I'm already preparing for all the fight, right? And now I need to get this ship, which is in front of me, on 2.6 kilometers range, because that's the range of the guns, right? So it needs to be 2.6 or lower. And now I'm going a little bit forward more, and I'm still, you know, paying attention to other ships to see where they are. And you see he's already start to shoot me from that position. But what is important, in like 95% cases, these ships will stop and they're gonna exactly point towards you, right? This is what you want. And this is also one of the key part, how to kill them extremely fast. Because you're in the middle of that asteroid, now this reclaimer, it's locked on me like a missile, if you wanna say it like that. He's not moving, maybe a little bit barely and a little bit doing twitching, but because he's looking me straight, now my all firepower is going his front shield, and you can see on the right side how quickly I am dropping it down, even with these size 3 turrets. And now I just keep getting him damage and keep getting him damage, and I'm gonna maybe spend like, you know, 2 clips, let's say, or 1.5 for killing him. It can be maybe even 3, it depends which ship it is, right? And you just keep shooting and shooting, and now he's so dead. And this is all because he's locked on you and he's not moving too much, so you can constantly keep hitting 100% of your shots directly into that ship nose. So you're not missing, because when you doing fight in the open space and you flying and chasing the ship, more than 50% of your shots are missed, right? And this is all firepower now going constantly 100% in that ship. So now we're gonna do that with second one. So this is second reclaimer, and I'm doing the same thing, right? So you can see on the right side how his shields are going down. So this is the key for doing that alone in the reclaimer, where you can have cover. So even if my shields dropped somehow now, I can just go a little bit up and already recharging them, right? So I'm using the entire asteroid as my, let's say, like a big bunker which has openings through which I can shoot, right? So it's very defensive tactic, and this is how you can shoot them all down, right? So you can see now already on the right side I'm giving him damage and he's so dead. And if they're not moving, if they're completely still, you're gonna very quickly kill them, right? So now the turn is on Hercules ship. So I'm still recharging guns a little bit, and sometimes I can see these guns how much more shots I have, and sometimes I don't. I don't know if this is also like some bug in the game why we cannot constantly see that, but the guns are working, that is most important, right? So you can shoot. And now you can see we're already damaging this ship. We extremely fast shot down, completely remove his first shield, front shield, and it's just getting damage constantly now. When you're having like Starfarer, right, refueling ship, this ship sometimes I would be able to shoot with entire full clip, only one, to drop shields and kill him to be solved dead, right? But on these other ships you need to do at least 2. And now you see the Hammerhead is approaching on the right side where it says neutralize target, right? But it's still staying still, right? And he cannot shoot me because I'm behind the rock. And he's not approaching closer and not moving to the sides too much. And this is now, you know, you're like meal ticket, because now we're gonna kill the Hercules ship, and then the last target, it will be Hammerhead, right? So always leave Hammerhead for last, even if he's not main target, but usually it is, right, in these ERT missions. So you see now Hercules, we're shooting a little bit more longer, but we will shoot him down. There we go. Now it's solved that. And now only what we need to do is Hammerhead. But I decided here to show you that you cannot go against this ship on open space to fight, and Hammerhead will kill me. So first I'm gonna have a little bit struggle with him, because Hammerhead usually it's keep turning and twitching, so you have this problem, you know, where you're shooting all different kinds of sides of his shields. And because of that, fight against him, against Hammerhead, like in half times of cases, it's gonna last much longer, right? But then you have times when he's completely locked on you, like other ships, and then when you keep shooting him in front, his shields can go very quickly down, even quicker down than you know, on the Reclaimer. And now you can see I'm already damaging him, but you see he start turning. So like Hammerheads are like more smarter than other ships, if you wanna say it like that, right? And now I'm dropping down his back shield, right? So I'm gonna give him some significant damage. But I decided after that, you're gonna see I'm gonna go out from this asteroid to show you why you're not supposed to do that, right? Because it's really not a good thing to do. You know, a Reclaimer is not designed to fight these ships. It's a huge ship with very slow turning rate, and to do some maneuverable fighting, it's just not good, especially not against Hammerhead, because you need to understand one thing. Even if we get in the game Polaris and also Idris, if we just count on energy repeater weapons, you know, without counting on Idris his main railgun or laser gun, you know, just like Gunner's position and that, Hammerhead is still winner here, because he can point 5 guns size 4, which is quadruple guns, to 1 point in target if he's exactly pointing towards you. And this is just too much firepower, right? So because of that, Hammerhead is still on the top with how much damage he can give, if we just counting, you know, like gunner positions and energy weapons as a repeaters, you know, and that stuff. So this is not, you know, opponent against which you're supposed to fight in open space. You know, especially not with Reclaim, right? And you can see now I'm still shooting him and he's doing maneuvers, so I have a little bit trouble with him. So I was deciding, okay, let's show, you know, what is gonna happen if I gonna go out, right? From my hideout, if you wanna say, or from my bunker, because that's your, you know, meal ticket. You know, this is tactic, the only tactic which works. But like you see here, you know, it takes time because he's doing maneuvers which other ships didn't do. And now you have struggle with him, you know, so it takes time, right? But his shields are going pretty quickly down, and then you're getting him damage, right? And now normally because of that, this fight takes very long, you know, just for this ship. And you can see me now, I am already, you know, preparing to get out, to try to chase him, right? Because I know I give him some little bit damage, and I need to now drop his shields back, right? But this is not a good thing to do, and now you're gonna see why. I'm still trying to stay close to this asteroid, you know, for cover, but I really gonna decide, you know, let's go out and show what is gonna happen, right? Because you can see like his shield is dropping so fast. I'm keep hitting him directly without losing some shots, and my front shields are now pushed forward much higher than usually would be, so I'm still holding up, right? And he doesn't have already 2 shields, but that's not enough, because how he's turning and rotating, now I cannot land anymore majority of my shots on his hull to damage him, right? I'm doing little bit. You see now he's turning his full shield towards me. So this guy is smart, you know, it's not so dumb like other ships, right? So this NPC is a little bit evolved, if you want to say it like that. And especially now, because everything is on open, my ship is on open, Now he's doing maneuvers. He will not stop and just keep shooting like literally 100% of the time with front guns. You know, he's doing a little bit now that, but he's gonna do maneuvering again. And now I'm doing maneuvering because I see I don't have shields anymore in front, so I'm preserving around. But as you see, now he lured me outside of that asteroid, and now I'm on open. So I'm further away. I cannot get fast back in to recharge my shields, right? So now my front shield is recharged again, right? Now I'm facing him. He's not in the reach yet, but he's gonna go pretty fast towards me. And now I'm trying to go backwards. I see the asteroid is there, but that's too far, right? So now I'm trying to go backwards because I saw like one flat part of asteroid where I could, you know, just for a bit maybe hide, because my front shields are still high up. He didn't drop them, right? But it's not gonna be enough, right? Because now I'm doing a little bit maneuvers and he's hitting still my backside. You see how red it is, and he's going to kill me now, right? I'm gonna be so dead, right? There you go. So this is why you're not supposed to do that. So it's not playing around with these ships in open, especially not with Hammerhead. That doesn't work, right? So you need to be inside, and now I'm just gonna go back. I'm gonna show you how you're supposed to kill it. So let's do that. Because Hammerhead is the main target, so it's the last target which we're shooting. Now all these ships are still there, so they didn't disappear. Because you need to understand, and you need to know if you're like new to the game, mission areas like this are having a cleanup, so it's not persistent to this shipwreck stay there. So if you finish the mission, they will disappear, right? So they will not stay there because it needs to be cleaned up. Otherwise, too many ships is gonna be here, like filling up constantly over and over again, and this is gonna, you know, be huge lag for the game. So it can't be like that. And now you see I'm doing the same thing. I'm going again to that same part of asteroid, and you're gonna park there inside, and then I'm gonna be, you know, start fighting him again. And this how I died. This was actually a very good example, you know, what you're not supposed to do, you know, because you can't fight these ships with reclaimer, you know, like dog fighting, you know, that doesn't work, especially not against Hammerhead. Even if you had one gunner on top with these size 5 gunners, I have attritions up, you will still die. You will not shoot him down, right? This is very difficult to do when you're on open. And as you see here, I'm now, you know, start seeing where he is, and I'm gonna try to shoot. You see, you have these like holes in these asteroid parts, and actually I can shoot him from here. So this is like a perfect example of a bunker with openings, and I am extremely safe here. So now if he drops my shield almost completely, I just move left or down, and I'm gonna be recharging. Normally he's gonna be recharging, but I'm gonna already give him damage, you know. So I'm gonna kill him, you know, like chunk by chunk. And he's already have some damage from before, but now you're gonna see he's gonna actually lock on me. So he's gonna facing me forward, and you see the distance is 2.6 kilometers. So he needs to be 2.6, 2.5 or closer. And now I can actually, you know, keep shooting him and getting him damage, right? You see now he locked on me. He's facing me forward. I'm dropping his shields. And now I'm already getting him damage, right? And let's see how long this is gonna be. So he's flanking a little bit, right? But he's not moving his forward part directioning somewhere else, right? He's moving towards me, and now he turned, right? So now we're gonna do that again. I'm gonna still keep shooting him. So it's a little bit playing with this ship, you know. When you have Hammerhead, it's a little bit tricky. It's not gonna be so easy like with Hercules ships, like with Starfarers, like with Reclaimers, you know. It's not the same thing, but it's doable, right? You just need to have patience a little bit for this and kill him like that. And you can see now already his shield is back down, but my forward shield is gone, right? You can see it now on the left side. So now I'm trying to recharge and trying to little bit just shoot him few shots so his shield is not gonna start to go up, right? Now it's charging, but I can see him through here. I'm gonna shoot. So his shields didn't go up completely, but I extremely fast dropped them down. So it was very quickly going in like 2-3 seconds. And now I'm going to make him damage again, right? You can see how he's getting red. But my shields are again down, right? So you need to pay attention all the time. That's why this, you know, asteroid is such a crucial thing, especially when you're fighting Hammerhead. So you can hide, recharge the shields, and try to shoot him back, right? So this battle takes time. But in many cases, you will not get Hammerhead. So you're gonna get like, I don't know, Starfarer and maybe Reclaimer or Starfarer Hercules, and other two ships is gonna be Constellation and Corsair, right? So in that case, Constellation and Corsair you're gonna kill much quicker, right? So you're not gonna have trouble. But with Hammerhead, this really takes time, right? But sometimes these Hammerheads were locked directly on me, so they were not doing these maneuvers, what you see here, right? So it's from mission to mission, you know, how this exactly works, nobody knows, you know, why sometimes they're doing this and sometimes they're doing that. But now my shields are full, and I'm trying to shoot him again. You see, he's twitching, he's turning, but his nose is red already, so he's gonna die now pretty quickly here. Important thing is to have patience and don't panic when you're doing this, you know, oh, he's gonna kill me, I don't know what to do. So just remember that you're, you know, inside the asteroid, and this is your cover, this is your safe place. So when you're just looking shields, you just need to, you know, recharge them again. And here he's dying, right? So we killed him. And you can see I have like tiny bit damage on my leg. This is because I didn't recharge my shields maybe on time. So you need to pay attention on that very, very closely, you know, always looking around all the information. And now we can go and eat like kings. Because this now, like I said, is the best mission that I could possibly get, where you can fill up 6 of your buffers, and you need to fill up basically 7, right? So the minimum amount of missions what you need to do is like basically 2, right? Or you can deliver already this if you want, but just count on this that you're gonna need to do 2 missions, right? Minimum, and then like, you know, 3-4 maximum to fill up your reclaimer. It just depends what ships you're gonna get in all these missions. Normally, if you would have somebody with you, at least one person more on that man turret on the top of reclaimer, which is size 5 guns, right? I have attritions there. That would be even more firepower, and these ships will, you know, die even quickly. But you can do it alone, as you see right now here. And you know, I'm showing now here where you can see that all these ships are around me. You can see 2 reclaimer blinking down left, and it's 1 Hercules, and here's the Hammerhead, and then in front right, that's my dead reclaimer where Hammerhead killed me first time. So basically now I can even fill up 8 buffers full, right? Because Hammerhead killed me first time, so I can demonstrate to you that this is not, you know, smart thing to do, and that you need to 100% stick with that inside of the asteroid. That's your bunker, that's your way to make big bucks. Before we wrap all this up, I'm going to give you a few more advices, which is very important. First, if you get Redeemer inside these ERT missions, just disband the mission, because you can kill it, maybe even very easily, but Redeemer has ballistic weapons, so if you already have some cargo in the ship, it's not worth it to risk, you know, that ship shooting on you, because it's gonna give you huge damage where your ship is gonna be red. So because of that, I don't think it's necessary, you know, to proceed with that ERT mission. You know, just disband it and just take another one. And second thing is about 890 jump. So in these missions, 890 jump was spawning for me maybe like 1 or 2 times. So it was abnormally rare. But if you get this ship has also, you know, like tier 4 shields, and it has a very big HP, you know, for his hull, and because of that, you're gonna have struggle to kill that ship, right? And unfortunately, it only gives just one full buffer, just one piece, so it's really not worth it, you know, to spend all that effort to kill him for just one buffer, right? I mean, you're gonna get more buffers with other ships, but this ship, you know, it just takes so long to kill it, and it's even questionable that you're gonna be able to do it, because his shields are recharging and it's really hard to do. One more thing what you can do, you can remove all these unnecessary guns from remote control turrets, because you're not using them, you're only using 2 front ones, and you have still 4 of them on the ship, right? So you can remove these old guns away to get more shots in your entire clip when you're shooting, because normal shots with auto repeaters on Reclaimer, if you just put these 2 front ones, which are bind, you know, for the pilot, is 122 on each gun, and with removing all these guns away, you will get increase from 122 shots to 188, which is a big difference. This is like more than 60 shots more, which is like more than half, right, from 122, right, like 66 shots, I think. So this is how you do it, guys. Just remember to not filling up more than 7 buffers, 6 unload in the salvaging processing area, and have 1 more in the actual buffer when you're delivering, because if you're unloading more in the same room, the box will start to disappear. At least they're disappearing for me all the time if I try to do that. So it's no point to do more than 6 unloaded and 1 in actual buffer to deliver to station to, you know, unload and sell. I hope all this information and explanation is clear, so you guys gonna understand how to do it. And don't be scared, you know, to do it, because it's not such a big deal if you really enter on time in asteroid. And even if they start to shoot you a little bit, they're not gonna destroy you immediately, right? So just take cover there and pick 1 by 1 ship and kill them 1 by 1, and this is how you can do it easily with the Reclaimer, even if you're alone. On the end of this video, it's gonna be these cards with links where you can click, where I actually did a video about the Reclaimer, how I think it should be reworked. And I'm showing some interesting, you know, like pictures that I did in like Photoshop, how it's supposed to be working, and it's supposed to be like more user-friendly ship. So if you have time, check this video out and comment in the comments below. I would like to hear your opinion about all that. And this is all for now, guys. So next video, what I'm going to do, it's gonna be how to properly stack boxes, 16 SU boxes inside the Reclaimer when you emptying your buffers, because people still don't know to do that properly, and they keep stacking it in such a like ridiculous ways. But it's so simple, you just need to learn the pattern, and you're not gonna have any trouble anymore ever to load that properly. This is all from me, guys, for this video. So again, if you think this video is very interesting and informative, please like, share this to all players who would maybe like to know these same tactics, how to do that, and normally subscribe to my channel for more content like this. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.